Good evening. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me today. I am here to talk about the surprising health benefits of sake that everyone can enjoy. These include people who do not drink, even children. Sake and its products can help you lose weight, look great, and live well longer. Did you know that 35 million people worldwide die every year from metabolic syndrome-related diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, and lipid problems? In addition, 40% of those affected by these diseases are actually normal weight. In other words, obesity is not the only culprit. If being fat is not the only culprit, then can you imagine what the other big culprit here is? What is causing these deadly metabolic syndrome-related diseases? What is killing more people in the world today than infectious diseases? It is sugar. Sugar induces diseases associated with metabolic syndrome. So the purpose of my presentation today is to inform you about the great sake byproduct that can help you increase your metabolism, cut down on sugar, and receive great nutrients. In other words, you'll learn how to lose weight, look great, and live well longer with this amazing product we create while making sake. The ultimate goal of my presentation is to contribute to the enhanced health and well-being of people all over the world by convincing you to incorporate this remarkable sake byproduct into your diet. Here's the outline of my presentation. Before telling you exactly what this sake byproduct is, I will briefly talk about the art and science of sake brewing. I will then tell you about Koji, a very important fungi used in the fermentation of sake. Finally, I will explain what this sake byproduct actually is and how you can incorporate this fantastic sake byproduct into your diet. Before going any further, does everyone here know that sake is not a wine? A lot of people believe sake is, quote, a rice wine that tastes like vodka, unquote. Well, this is a simple, easy to understand, simple explanation to what sake is roughly like. And technically speaking, this is not correct. Sake is a liquor made from rice through a rather complicated fermentation process called multiple parallel fermentation. This fermentation process required for brewing sake is actually different from the straightforward, single fermentation process involved in wine. As fruits, grapes naturally contain sufficient sugar for fermentation to be started relatively easily without any agent to jumpstart the process. In contrast, the fermentation of sake cannot occur without adding the right amount of malted rice, called Koji, as well as the yeast in the appropriate conditions. Enzymes in Koji turn the rice starch into sugar. In turn, the yeast induces the fermentation and transforms the sugar into alcohol. These two different natural transformations must take place simultaneously, in parallel, inside one barrel together, along with water and some more steamed rice. Obviously, it is impossible to brew sake without Koji, so you cannot talk about brewing of sake without Koji. But, more importantly, the flavor of sake is determined by the state of Koji. The taste of sake depends on how well Koji is crafted. So what exactly is Koji? It is a living mold that must be carefully grown over steamed rice under controlled incubation conditions. The craftsmanship of the experts controlling the steamed rice and the temperature and humidity of the site are all important parts of these successful equations for making great sake. But how does Koji make sake taste great? Koji makes sake taste great through the power of fermentation. Koji naturally grows larger by feeding on the starch of the steamed rice, which creates a pleasant savory taste, or umami, and adds body to the sake. While multiplying itself, Koji produces sugar, amino acids, and other important nutrients like the vitamin B complex. These vitamins are known to increase our metabolism, so eating foods rich in the vitamin B complex can help us lose weight. So you can see that the fermentation of koji brings countless blessings. As in other fermented foods and beverages, like yogurt and cheese, the breakdown of enzymes during fermentation makes these wonderful nutrients easier to absorb in our bodies. Therefore, the fermentation of koji not only makes sake taste great, but also boosts nutrients of its byproducts and makes digestion easier. What exactly is this sake byproduct? This amazing sake byproduct I have been talking about is made from sake lees. That's right, lees. The lees that you'll get when you wring sake out of the mash. The multiple parallel fermentation process continues for 2 to 3 weeks, creating a cream-colored mash made up of 4 ingredients: koji, yeast, steamed rice, and water. Sake is the final product that is wrung out of this mash, leaving the remaining lees. You might be thinking, what good could possibly come out of something that is usually thrown away after brewing? Well, unlike some lees from wines, the lees you'll get out of the extraction of sake is the true gem, as precious as the sake itself. Thanks to the power of koji, sake lees contain abundant umami, responsible for the pleasant, savory taste and high levels of nutrients, including protein, carbohydrates, and the vitamin B complex. In fact, the recent research has even suggested that sake lees are not only a great source of protein, carbohydrates, and vitamins, but also show great promise in providing hypolipidemics, the food that promotes the reduction of fat concentration in the blood. This means that sake lees can not only help us build healthy muscles, bodies, and bones, and develop our natural immunity, but they also have the potential to help us lose weight and prevent deadly metabolic syndrome-associated diseases such as hyperlipidemia, diabetes, liver cirrhosis, and atherosclerosis. But how can we incorporate sake lees into our diet? This creamy paste you see over here is sake lees. How can we eat this? Does it even taste good? This nutrition-packed creamy paste can be mixed with plain yogurt in a blender to make a delicious, non-alcoholic smoothie called Amazake yogurt. I know many football players and bodybuilders use tofu smoothies to get protein to build muscles, but Amazake yogurt is even better than tofu smoothies because you do not need to ruin its benefits by adding toxic sugar. Thanks to the power of koji, the Amazake yogurt is naturally sweet. Moreover, even though it is made from brewing sake, it is non-alcoholic. It is a healthy drink perfect for everyone, from children to adults. Don't our kids deserve better than a breakfast loaded with sugar? Sure, yogurt is healthy, but if it is loaded with tons of sugar, it is dangerous. The truth is that the average 8 ounces of fruit-flavored, low-fat yogurt contains as much as 8 teaspoons of sugar. But Amazake yogurt, made from mixing sake lees and plain yogurt, is loaded with vitamins and other nutrients and tastes great without adding any sugar. We all know sugar is killing us. It's about time we did something about it. Substituting yogurt loaded with sugar with Amazake yogurt will start your day off right and definitely transform your overall well-being in the long run. Amazake, made from the power of koji, has been used in Japan for more than 400 years. As early as the mid-15th to 17th centuries, the Japanese recognized the healthful benefits of koji. Around this time, people started fixing themselves Amazake drinks to get through the hot, sweltering days of summer by mixing koji, rice, and hot water. By the 1920s, people simply mixed sake lees with hot water instead, and Amazake grew in popularity, while its nutritious benefits became widely recognized as the intravenous drip in a bottle. It is packed with that much nutrition. Today, more creative variations include the addition of yogurt, along with fresh blueberries, peaches, or other fruits, making this traditional sake lees drink something worth sharing with the world. We've talked about the fermentation power of koji, the mold that grows on steamed rice, as what makes sake taste great and give everyone the power to lose weight, look great, and live well longer. Sake lees, the solids left after pressing and filtering the sake mash, have shown amazing potential as a metabolic syndrome fighter. Replacing yogurt loaded with sugar with Amazake yogurt made from sake lees and plain yogurt will help you cut down on sugar and transform your health in the long run. Little things every day really count. Please don't let sugar ruin the future of our children. Don't let them suffer a multitude of health problems. Let the traditional power of sake lees change them. Thank you. And now I would like to take questions or comments from the audience.